Hello, I'm Mr. Bodley. I'm a band director with Shelby County Schools, and I want to be one of the first to say congratulations on joining the band world with Shelby County Schools. My role today is to teach you how to get your flute from this case, fully assembled, all three parts, to prepare you so you can be a great young musician. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Our first step is recognizing which kind of flute case you have. Typically, there are only two types of flute cases. You have a flute case with hinges that pop up like this. Then you have flute cases with hinges that slide out like this. I'm going to go through both sets of instructions for how to open your case safely without damaging your flute. Your next step is to make sure you put your case on the ground. This is the safest way to open your case the first time if you're not sure if the case is upside down or right side up. How do we know if our case is upside down or right side up? You look for your name brand on top of the case. This oftentimes will let you know if your case is right side up. Another clue is you want to, while it's on the ground, pop your latches. As you notice, these latches come up. If your case is upside down, if you pop your latches, they will go to the ground. That oftentimes will also let you know if your case is upside down. Here's another case. This case has the latches that slide outward like this. A good way to tell if this case is the correct case, the bottom side will be flat. So it will be completely flat. The top side will be round. So in the case of this case, you want to make sure that the latches are on the bottom half of the case. If you look, there's a line that goes through and the latches on the bottom half. The top is round, and I have my case on the floor just in case I have it wrong. So when you open the case, you'll notice the flute is on the bottom. Once you open your case, I'm going to open it backwards for you so you can see it. Do not open your case in your lap. This is simply for instructions. I open my case. You will notice three different parts. You will have your head joint, you will have the body of the flute, which is known as the body, and you will have your foot joint. And if you notice, a lot of these names sound like parts of the human body. The head joint will go on top, the body will go in the middle, and the foot joint will go on the bottom, just like your feet. Now that we have our case open and we have named each part in the case, we will first find the body, also known as the middle joint. We will pick it up carefully and gently, making sure that we do not squeeze any of the keys or buttons in the center. This will prevent you from causing any damage to your horn and having to take it to the shop. Our next part is our head joint. Our head joint, as we spoke about earlier, will go into the receiver of the flute. If you notice, the receiver is longer than the back end. That will be for the foot joint. We're going to place the head joint into the receiver. With a simple twisting motion, as you insert it, just like this, making sure you do not push it all the way in, just halfway in. Your band director will help you in making sure that you have it far enough in or far enough out once you return to school. Now, if you look, our head joint has a hole. We want to make sure that hole is in a straight line with the keys. So what we'll do is we'll take our finger and we'll slide it straight down until we hit our first two keys. As you can see, the hole is now lined up with the keys, and you can make subtle adjustments to make sure that your head joint is twisted to the right direction. Next, we will take our foot joint and we're going to place that with the same twisting motion onto the bottom of the body. Just like that. Now, if you look, this is different from the head joint. The foot joint, you have a bar, just like this. You want to make sure you twist that bar to line up with the same keys you line the head joint up with. So you'll come down, you'll see your keys, and then the bar of the foot joint, the keys, and then the bar. I'm gonna take it apart so you can see. There's a bar right here. You're going to twist that and line it up so it is in line with the keys. This will help you when you first begin your first notes to make sure your hands are comfortable and allows your pinky to reach the keys a lot easier. So now we have our flute assembled. Congratulations. Congratulations. You have now assembled your flute. Our next step will be disassembling your flute. This is very important because this oftentimes is the part where instruments are damaged. So we want to make sure that we do the exact or opposite order when we're taking our horn apart. So we're going to untwist the foot joint from the body. Make sure we're holding the horn firm but not squeezing so we do not drop it. And we're going to replace the foot joint until it's casing. You will notice that there's many ways to put it in wrong, but as long as you have the keys on top, it should fit in nice and easy. If you have to squeeze it in, chances are you are putting it in backwards. So that would be wrong. It should sit in nice and comfortable without any restrictions or it feels like it's being squeezed. Next, we're going to take our hands, do the same twisting motion as we twist the flute back and forth to get the head joint out. And we're going to place that in the slot where the head joint goes. And last, we have our body. And again, we're going to make sure that we place it so it sits comfortably. If you have to push it or squeeze it, chances are you have your flute in backwards or upside down. I'm going to drop it in, it sets in perfectly. Now, Mr. Bodley, how do I know if my flute is sitting correctly? When you get to close your case, you will close it, always close your case slowly, slowly. If you feel any resistance, if it is not closed naturally by itself, that means you have probably put one of the pieces in upside down or backwards. If you watch my case, I'm closing it, and there's no resistance. It closes naturally and easily. Your case is designed to perfectly fit your flute. And the last step, closing your case, you have now assembled and disassembled your flute. Congratulations.